The last step on our sewing adventure is the blanket stitch. The blanket stitch is going to be used to stitch around the outside of an item to finish something off. This is what we use when we create our pillows to hold the front and the back together. It's called the blanket stitch because it's often used on fleecy style blankets as a decorative finish to kind of finish it off. So this is what the blanket stitch this side looks like when it's finished. Here's how the blanket stitch is done. You're going to start with your threaded needle, arm's length of thread, and as always, a knot there at the end. And you're going to start in one of the bottom corners. The blanket stitch is always a fingertip away from the edge, and each stitch is about a fingertip away from each other. So about a fingertip away from the edge, I'm going to bring my needle up. As always, we start from underneath, from the back of the fabric, and you're going to pull until the knot is resting there on the back. You're going to do the opposite of when we did mountain on our line stitch. The blanket stitch starts with a valley. Now the valley just means that I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to hang it off the edge like this. We say V for valley because it kind of looks like a letter V if it's pulled tight. So you can hang that off there. I'm going to put this little piece underneath so it's a little bit easier for you to see. So we have V for valley. I'll poke my needle down about a fingertip away from the edge. Move it out of the way so it's not there when the needle comes through. And then I'm going to pull my needle through and notice that it's coming through these two threads. That's really, really important for the blanket stitch. And what happens is you have a little UV shape here at the edge. Let's see it again. So you repeat, V for valley, say it to yourself every time. Many people find it helpful so they don't skip a step. Poke your needle down, keep them the same height and the same distance apart every time as much as you can. Now I'm pulling my needle through the two threads hanging off. Like that. V for valley, poke down, pull through. V for valley, poke down, pull through. And you're going to continue doing this until you go around the entire perimeter. Nothing special at the corners, just rotate the entire thing and you would continue on, assuming you have enough thread. Now, if you run out of thread on the blanket stitch and you need to make a knot, it's very similar to the securing knot that you saw in my other video, but the only difference is where it happens. Since there's not really a front or back since we're working on the edge, I'm just going to take my needle underneath the last stitch. And like always, before I pull all the way, I'm going to take my needle through the loop. Then I can pull it tight, and I have a knot there on the edge of my blanket stitch. And you would do that again when your thread gets too short, shorter than your built-in ruler this distance, or if you've made it all the way around. Good luck with the blanket stitch. Can't wait to see your photos.